A thread by Rex at social.quodverum.com. Tucker Carlson's unfair rabble rousing about Sidney Powell tonight was extraordinary. It was easily the lowest moment of his career. Carlson may not realize the damage he has done to himself. It may end up being career ending. Read on. On the face of it, Carlson's point is valid. Powell is out there making huge allegations about election fraud using software. We all want the proof. This has not been provided to date. It's also true that Sidney's disclosures have focused on how this software came about and what it is capable of doing. This is interesting and concerning, but in itself won't be enough. However, however, Tucker Carlson did not include at least the four killer points in her presentation, and he most certainly should have. Point one: Sidney Powell is a decorated lawyer with an impeccable record of excellence and honesty. Powell has fought for decades in the courts, including appellate cases. She's a superb operator. And it is almost impossible that she would make allegations without being sure they are backed by solid gold evidence. Carlson did not mention this. Extremely unfair. Point two: Carlson also knows full well that it would be extremely unwise for Powell to release her evidence to the media. Carlson knows that the media cannot be trusted, and he should have mentioned this in his presentation as a reason why Powell may be uncomfortable revealing any evidence. Again, given the assault by fake news in recent years, it seems unprofessional for Carlson not to have included this. Point three. Here's another thing Carlson would be aware of that he failed to mention. In a sense, it's the most important point of all. Sidney Powell is a lawyer acting on client instructions. It's clear that she does not have instructions from her client to discuss the evidence. Without instructions, Powell does not have any legal authority to reveal any evidence. In fact, I bet Powell specifically informed Carlson this was the case. Attorneys always do this. And he left it out. Point four. Yet another thing Carlson failed to mention. The evidence Powell has seen may be, almost certainly is, classified at the very highest level, too. This isn't evidence about a damn car crash. If true, it's one of the worst national security incidents in United States history. It's not just Powell who needs legal authority to release it, her client does as well. Tucker Carlson knows all of the above, but chose not to mention it. Instead, he smeared Sidney Powell by implication and innuendo, a most unfair thing to do. As a result, he has done permanent damage to himself. I wonder if he understands this. At the end of the day, Sidney Powell knows that the evidence has to be damning if it's going to stick. That's why she is most wise not to reveal it to fake news. And there's a good chance she is legally barred from revealing it anyway right now. Sidney Powell has seen something that has shaken her to the core. That much is blindingly obvious. Powell isn't making these allegations lightly. She's no Adam Schiff. Powell is telling us what she can legally reveal. That's it. Sidney Powell is the real deal. And that's good enough for me right now. As for Tucker Carlson, he could take a hike along with his doomed network. MAGA.
greatest president that God ever created.